They have no money left. Thousands of Americans see their life savings vanish in a blink of an eye. Ladies and gentlemen, we all saw the banking collapse that happened last year, but many people don't understand or are not aware of there still is many banks in big trouble right now, and we just got news that more Americans have just lost their life savings with another financial crisis. So everyone, what financial institution is going down? What caused this collapse, and what can we do to protect ourselves against this happening to us? Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into in today's video. So let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into the news, the facts, and the data. Well, look at this, everyone. I have no money left. Thousands of Americans see their savings vanish in a Synapse fintech crisis. So have you been involved in this, or do you know anyone that has been affected by this? Let me know down below. So thousands of Americans will receive little or nothing from savings accounts that were locked during the collapse of fintech's middleman Synapse. This is very devastating. Can you imagine waking up and you're going to do the groceries, you're going to put petrol or gas in your car, and then you just see that you cannot get access to your money? Customers believe that accounts were backed by the full faith and credit of the US government. Well, unfortunately, it wasn't. And like I keep warning about people, eventually we're going to have a crisis so big that's going to cause a domino effect on all the banks, and the government won't be able to bail out everyone. Or if they do, they'll have to print so much money that the US dollar, your fiat currency, will become worthless, which is happening at an alarming rate. That's why we're seeing stocks at all-time high. That's why we're seeing gold, silver boom, and that's why we're seeing Bitcoin nearly hit $100,000, because your dollar is losing purchasing power. And with Bitcoin, it's also to do with Trump presidency, was going to be very pro-crypto. So CNBC spoke to a dozen customers caught in the predicament. People have lost sums ranging from $7,000 to well over $200,000. That is insane, everyone. I can't believe what it would feel like to wake up and see your life savings of over $200,000 gone. So while there's not yet a full tally of those left shortchanged at the fintech Yotta alone, 13,725 customers say they're being offered a combined $11.8 million despite putting in $64.9 million in deposits. So they're not even getting half of their money back. They're getting pennies for what they put into these banks. And this is why I tell you, just a reminder for those that don't know, many banks don't even have 5 or 10% of the money that you put into the bank in reserves. So if all of a sudden there was 5 or 10% of customers, any major bank tried to withdraw their money at one go, that financial institution will go down. And also, what many people don't realize, once you put money in a bank, you're now unsecured credit to the bank. It is not your money anymore. It's a bank's. And they won't just take your money and lend it out once. They can lend it out again and again and again. And remember, banks can just create money out of thin air. When they create a loan, they're not necessarily using people's money to create that loan. They can just do it with a few keystrokes. But you know what's even more unfortunate, everyone? Soon I may not even be able to warn you or warn others about this, because the governments are starting to crack down on anybody that speaks about the banking system. So listen to this. For 15 years, former Texas school teacher Kayla Morris put every dollar she could save into a home for her growing family. When she and her husband sold that house last year, they stowed away the proceeds of $282,000 in what they thought was a safe place, an account with savings startup Yotta held at a real bank. So Morris, like thousands of other customers, was snared in the collapse of a behind-the-scenes fintech firm called Synapse, and has been locked out of her account for 6 months as of November. She held out hope that her money was still secure. Then she learned how much Evolve Bank and Trust, the lender where her funds were supposed to be held, was prepared to return to her. We're informed last Monday that Evolve was only going to pay us back $500 out of the $280,000. That's crazy. That is devastating. So she said during a court hearing last week, her voice wavering, it's just devastating. That's exactly right. Imagine working your whole life to save up that to hopefully buy a house in this crazy housing market, and it's all gone. So the crisis started in May when a dispute between Synapse and Evolve Bank over customer balances boiled over and a fintech middleman turned off access to a key system used to process transactions. So Synapse helped fintech startups like Yoda and Juno, which are not banks, offer checking accounts and debit cards by hooking them up with small lenders like Evolve. In the immediate aftermath of the Synapse bankruptcy, which happened after an exodus of its fintech clients, a court-appointed trustee found that up to 96 million of customer funds was missing. Geez, it just gets worse, everyone. The mystery of where those funds are hasn't even been solved yet, despite 6 months of court mediated efforts between 4 banks. That's mostly because of the estate of Anderson Horowitz backed Synapse doesn't have the money to hire an outside firm to perform a full reconciliation of its ledgers, according to the bankruptcy trustees. But what is now clear is that the regular Americans like Morris are bearing the brunt of the shortfall and will receive little or nothing from savings accounts that they believed were backed by the full faith and credit of the US governments. And like I said, everyone, there's big risks here. So the losses demonstrate the risk of a system where customers didn't have direct relationship with banks, instead relying on startups to keep track of their funds, who offloaded that responsibility onto middlemen like Synapse. Now here's where it gets a bit deceiving, everyone. So several people that were interviewed by CNBC said signing up seemed like a good bet since Yoda and other fintechs advertised that deposits were FDI insured through Evolve. We were assured that this was just a savings account, Morris said during last week's hearing. The next month, the Federal Reserve said that Evolve's primary federal regulator, it would monitor the bank's progress in returning all customer funds to users. They said, we are responsible for working to ensure that the bank operates in a safe and sound manner and complies with applicable laws, including laws protecting customers. So everyone, this is more proof that the financial system is not as sound as they want you to believe, and why you need to take steps to protect yourself right now. Now, I've been warning you about this for years, and what have I said? You want gold, silver, and Bitcoin in your portfolio outside of the banking system, so when things like this inevitably will happen, we don't know exactly when, but it will happen, you will be safe, or you will have a backup in case of the worst case scenario. A lot of people said, well, look, if I took your advice, I wouldn't make any money. It's all doom and gloom. No, I've been telling you to invest in gold and Bitcoin, which has gone up massively. I've been telling people to get into Bitcoin since it was $30,000. Been telling people to buy gold when it was around $1,700 an ounce. People have massively outperformed the S&P 500 by following this advice. And the next commodity I'm very bullish on is uranium. So that's the end of the news segment part of this video, and I now want to talk about today's video sponsor, Ather Energy Corp. That stock ticker symbol SASKF. Now let me tell you why I'm so bullish on it and why this company stands out as a game changer in the uranium space. It's not just about what they're doing, it's about the value they're creating and the incredible potential that they have to reshape the market. So the world is undergoing a huge energy shift, and uranium is at the core of this transformation. With countries pushing for cleaner nuclear power is emerging as a key player. But here's the kicker. The supply isn't keeping up with demand. So the US is home to most nuclear reactors out of any country in the world, and consequently consumes the most uranium globally. However, recent geopolitical events have caused the US ban to the import of enriched uranium from Russia, and Russia is countering with a ban of exports. So for a country that imports most of its uranium, what this means is the US is looking to find a stable, secure supply. Luckily, to the north is Canada, home to two of the most prospective jurisdictions for the discovery and development of high-grade uranium projects. The Thelone Basin and the Athabasca Basin in Saskatchewan. Companies like Ather are actively exploring these regions and finding raw materials needed to power the future. So why is Ather different? Well, Ather Energy Corp isn't just participating in this market, they're dominating. Ather has several post-discovery projects that are currently exploring and developing. They also hold the largest package of mineral claims in Canada's most prospective jurisdictions for the discovery and development of uranium deposits and mines. The company has over 8 million acres of prospective claims covering the Athabasca Basin, Thelone Basin, and Central Mineral Belt. These regions are known for hosting the highest grade uranium deposits and mines globally, giving Ather a significant competitive edge. So this isn't land they're just sitting on. Ather is laser focused on exploration and growth. The company's 2024 exploration program is still underway. they're spending a total 30 million Canadian to develop and de-risk their portfolio of post-discovery and greenfield projects. That includes diamond drilling programs on 2 of their post-discovery projects, Anglegak and Gemini. So let's talk about their leadership that delivers. A company is only as strong as its leadership, and Athur's team is exceptional. Troy Bosjoli, their CEO, has a proven track record of delivering results. Troy was chief geologist at Camco's Eagle Point uranium mine. Following that was vice president of exploration at NextGen, where he helped substantially grow and de-risk their flagship Rook I project, and Troy has a proven track record on both production and exploration side of the business. Now the assets that set them apart. So one of Athur's crown jewels is the Anglegak project that hosts the LAC 50 deposit, boasting a 2013 historic mineral estimate of more than 43 million pounds of U3O8 at an average grade of 0.69%. So this isn't just a high grade deposit, it's one of the best outside the Athabasca Basin. So beyond Anglegak, their strategic land position in the Thelong Basin often compared to a younger Athabasca Basin, and this dominant land position gives them a first mover advantage in a region brimming with potential. So now I have to talk about the timing and opportunity. So here's why the timing couldn't be better. The uranium market is heating up, with supply constraints and increasing demand driving prices higher. Athur's combination of post-discovery projects and dominant land packages in highly prospective jurisdictions, strong financial backing and experienced leadership puts them in the perfect position to capitalize on this momentum. So, to put it simply, Athur's Energy Corp, again that stock ticker symbol SASKF, represents an incredible opportunity not just as a uranium company, but as a value generator in a market poised for growth. From their unparalleled land holdings to their fully funded exploration programs and top-tier leadership, Athur is set up to deliver long-term success. This is kind of a company that excites me, one that's positioned for big wins in creating meaningful value for the future. As always, remember to dive into your own research and keep an eye on Athur. The potential here is something truly special. But everyone, what do you think about all of this? Let me know down below. Now, for all my loyal viewers and subscribers still watching, you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.